Three men are facing murder charges for killing 26-year-old India Kinamore and her unborn child. Thanks for joining us here at 5:30. I'm Ashley Kirkland.
And I'm Chris Jacobs. The 2023 shooting happened in Coleraine Township, and WLWT News 5's Danielle Dendak has been covering this case from the beginning. And Danielle, two of the men charged were arraigned today, and India's mother was also there.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Chris. She spoke, and it was very emotional. She told the courtroom that her daughter was killed on the day she was set to get induced.
My name is Terry Kinamore. I'm India's mother.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Behind the glass sits a pain that can't be seen but heard. For Terry Kinamore, that heartbreak dates back to March 2023.
I got the phone call from my grandson to say my mommy has been shot.
26-year-old India Kinamore was pregnant.
Scheduled to be induced the same morning as the murder.
It would take almost 2.5 years for charges to come. Three men, 20-year-old Robert Irving, 30-year-old Kayvon Warren, and 22-year-old Lamar Morris Suggs.
Conspiring to come up with this plan to kill Miss Kinamore and her unborn child.
Irving and Warren spent their Friday morning in front of a judge. Inside this courtroom, we learned the fatal family ties.
Mr. Warren was involved in a relationship with the victim. The victim was pregnant, and that at some point the evidence that has been uncovered was that he wanted her to terminate that pregnancy.
By the way, they don't say he's a shooter. They claim there's a conspiracy. They claim that Lamar Suggs is a shooter. Give him a high bond.
But this fierce mom had words for Warren.
I don't think he should see the light of day until this case is solved. That's what I've asked of this court.
Warren and Irvin are being held on a $600,000 bond. Suggs not in court today because he was already in prison on an unrelated weapons charge. Danielle Dendak, WLWT.
A little boy is hiding under his blanket, shaking, trying to stay quiet. Then he picks up the phone and says, "My mommy's been shot. I'm scared. I'm so scared." Let me tell you something. That call didn't come from a stranger. It came from her son. And just a few feet away, his mother, 9 months pregnant, was dying. She was supposed to be at the hospital that morning. Instead, she never made it out of her home. And the man people thought was grieving the most was already part of the reason she was gone. India Kinamore was known for her warmth, easygoing, loving, present. Family meant everything to her, especially her son, Zai. She became a mother at 20 and gave it everything she had. No shortcuts, no half effort, just love every single day. She shared moments with him often, not for attention, but because she wanted memories, something he could hold on to later. In 2022, India found out she was pregnant again. At first, she had doubts, like, was she ready for this again? But that didn't last long. She accepted it. Then she embraced it. She started preparing for her second son, talking about her journey, the discomfort, the excitement, the countdown. She even named him Kyren. To her, he was already here. The father was Kayvon Warren. From the outside, he looked solid, working, present in his kids' lives, reliable. Nothing about him raised concern. But hey, looks can be deceiving, because while India was getting ready for her baby, Kayvon wasn't on the same page. He wasn't excited. Another child meant more responsibility, more pressure, and he was already dealing with financial problems, trying to balance different relationships, even trying to reconnect with an ex. And this pregnancy, it didn't fit into that plan. He reportedly pressured India, tried to change her mind. But she stood firm. She wanted her child. Period. So while she was preparing for birth, Kayvon was thinking about a way out. Not distance. Not separation. Something final. And if you looked online, you wouldn't see any of that. You'd see smiles, maternity photos, a couple that looked happy. But that image, It wasn't real, because while India was counting down to meet her son, Kayvon had his own countdown going. That night, India went to sleep, expecting to wake up and go to the hospital. But early that morning, someone entered her home. No forced entry, no broken door, just access. At around 4:39 a.m., something went wrong. Sounds filled the apartment, and her son heard it. He stayed hidden, scared, listening, then made that call. By the time help arrived, it was too late. India had been shot. She didn't survive. Neither did her unborn son. At first, it looked like a robbery. Drawers open, things out of place. But something felt off. Too staged, too controlled. Kayvon was there, cooperative, emotional, acting like someone who had just lost everything. And at first, no one questioned it. Months passed. No arrests, no clear suspects. Meanwhile, Kayvon kept living his life, posting, working, maintaining the image, even sharing photos of India like he was grieving. And people believed it. But investigators kept digging, phone records, messages, connections, and that's when they found it. A group chat. Kayvon, Robert Irvin, Lamar Morris Suggs. Even though messages were deleted, they were recovered. And they told a different story. Planning, timing, discussion about making it look like a robbery. Then came something even harder to ignore. Kayvon had already requested time off work to grieve before India was even gone. Make it make sense. For nearly 2 years, nothing happened publicly. But behind the scenes, the case was building. Then in 2025, Lamar spoke. He gave details, confirmed the plan, explained how everything was carried out. That was enough. Police moved in. Kayvon arrested. Robert arrested. Lamar already in custody. All charged. 2 counts each. In court, India's mother spoke.
Or plotted to kill his own son. He's been out for 2 years while this investigation is going on, while my daughter and his grandson are resting in a grave. I don't think he should see the light of day until this case is solved.
An unexpected discovery in the 2023 murder case of a Coleraine woman and her unborn child. Police have charged 3 people with murder, one of whom was the father of that unborn child. They were in court today, and so is our Brenda Ordonez, who joins us live.
Rob, yeah, bond hearings, they usually happen pretty quickly. This one took a bit longer. Prosecutors talked case details. They even allowed the victim's mother, who we just heard, recount how it is that she found out her daughter and unborn grandson had been murdered.
Her child was 6 years old when this murder happened, and he was in the house. I got the phone call from my grandson to say, my mommy has been shot. Somebody is in our house shooting, and my mommy is screaming.
March 4th, 2023, a day Terry Kinamore will never forget. Her 26-year-old pregnant daughter, India, killed in her home. Terry says India's partner and the father of her unborn child, Kayvon Warren, were together when it happened.
From the surveillance of the apartment, you can hear my child screaming every time she got shot, but not once did you hear Mr. Warren say, what the hell is going on, baby this, and you heard nothing.
Prosecutors say a complex investigation yielded cell phone records and location evidence pointing to Warren, Robert Irvin, and the alleged gunman Lamar Morris Suggs orchestrating the murder.
At some point, the evidence that has been uncovered was that he wanted her to terminate that pregnancy. Ms. Kinamore was scheduled to be induced the same morning as the murder.
It's very unfortunate that this woman was killed and she was pregnant with his child, a child that he wanted.
Warren's defense attorney Clyde Bennett asked for a reasonable bond, saying Warren has a full-time job, no criminal history, and has not fled the city despite knowing he was under investigation for the last 2 years.
Someone willing to engage in this level of violence against people that they really care about, love, and with this level of cruelty makes us believe that if he is out, the rest of us wouldn't stand a chance.
Warren was issued a $600,000 bond for the 2 murder charges he's facing, similar to his co-defendant Robert Irvin. Here's his defense attorney.
The only tie that he has with this case is from some messages that apparently have the 2 co-defendants in and allegedly have Mr. Irvin in. So he finds himself in a guilty by association situation here.
Prosecutors say evidence shows Irvin parked near the murder and was communicating with his co-defendants in the hours leading up to it.
Conspiring to come up with this plan to kill Ms. Kinamore and her unborn child.
Yeah, now the alleged gunman, he was not in court today. He's currently being locked up at the Ohio Department of Corrections on an unrelated felony charge. We're, of course, going to continue following all 3 of these cases as they make their way through the court system.
The judge set bond. The case moved forward. And after years of waiting, the truth finally came out. India should have made it to that hospital. She should have met her son. Her son should have never had to make that call. And the truth is, things aren't always what they look like. So what? Pay attention. Ask questions. Trust what feels off, because sometimes the danger isn't outside. It's already inside. India and her son deserved more, and they won't be forgotten. Thank you for watching this episode of Archived Crime Files. If you found this story interesting, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new case. Your support helps us continue bringing you real crime stories, detailed investigations, and gripping cases from around the world. Let me know your thoughts about this case in the comments below. And remember, the truth always leaves a trail. See you in the next episode of Archived Crime Files.